Goro yakwa yetereire Otaora Muragerie tagerera goke Ogonde ogo Goro yakwa yetereire. Hi guys, for those who are waiting on the Lord to answer you, just know he's taking long because he had to go into the roots. Yeah, your recovery doesn't just happen. You know how Jesus died and he had to go into the Hades to get the key, okay, to get the key of life. That is how deep sometimes your problems have to be sorted, and you wouldn't want it any other way anyway, because you don't want half miracles, okay? You want something that, you know how God says, I have gone ahead of you, okay? So he started from the very beginning, made you come into agreement. That is why you see yourself repenting, you know, repenting against your parents' mistakes, against your grandparents, and you don't even understand, okay, now that I've done this, hey, you're coming, no. He still has to go now ahead to make the crooked path straight, because everything that was done in the past, sometimes even before you were born, yeah, has taken many years, okay? And it's not even about the length of years. God is able to turn this thing around for you, okay? And that is what your children and grandchildren will enjoy. But for you, you have to understand what you went through so that you pass down the folklore, okay? You tell the children of where and how you overcame, okay? So that they know it wasn't just physical, you know. Let me tell you, this thing could be so easy as my husband breaking it through, you know, making it, you know, on a major way. As a Meru husband, this guy could really just take care of us and be like, chill, you know, do what you want, yeah? Indulge in the things you do. But no, there has to be a spiritual work done so that whatever was set against you can be pulled from the roots, okay? Once you reach the other side and you understand, you'll be like, David, it was good that I was afflicted, so I may learn your decrees, okay? So be patient in affliction, because the Lord is coming to set you free, yeah? And let me tell you, a lot of work goes into what the Lord does to set you free, because he wants you to know the truth, and so that when you're free, you will be free indeed, okay? Completely. All right, so you may not see it, but the thing about you know, the chosen one, you who is chosen, you know, to settle, okay, to settle or to bring about the blessing in your family, the thing about you is that you have a good heart, okay? So once you know what you have to do, you will not have a problem doing it, yeah? So that you may pass a good thing. You may not even see the good thing, but your children will, and for that you're content. That is the same thing that Moses did, yeah? When he took the children of Israel all the way, okay, he was told he will not enter Canaan, yeah, he will just be shown from afar, and he was still happy for the people, yeah. You go in, yeah, and he understood, you know, why he couldn't go as far as they will, yeah. He was okay handing this thing over, the mantle over to Joshua, okay? And so it is a journey, and it is difficult. Now I wanted to tell you about something, and it is just amazing that I just saw it before I came on. I just saw Stephanie, yeah, doing that, sort of like a confirmation, okay? And now God was showing me the different people he has put into play, and why some people had to be there. It seemed so difficult, but they were also now you know, coming to understand what their own was, okay? And so these are the enablers. When people were asked, should we crucify Barnabas? Was it called Barnabas or Barabbas? Or Jesus? People said, oh, free Barabbas, the thief, yeah, and crucify Jesus, okay? To a point where they came to the Pilate, yeah, and Pontius Pilate, and he was like, why do you people want to kill this man? I see no sin, okay? And they insisted, we want Barabbas freed and Jesus crucified, okay? And he couldn't understand why. What has this man done? From the records, he has saved people, he has healed the sick, he has, you know, treated the children kindly. Why do you want this man crucified? And they said, no, just free Barabbas, give us this man. And at some point the wife had to come and tell him, you know what, be careful with this, because this man has done no wrong, okay? And at last he said, he did not give consent or not. He just said, I have washed my hands off of this. I remove myself from the blame, okay? I cannot be a participant to this, okay? Now, let me tell you, you're surrounded by enablers. There are people who saw these things being done against you. There are people they talked to, they came into agreement with. You guys know what was happening, yeah? You thought it was a big joke when these people are talking about, oh, we'll go to this person, you know, and get powers against, you know, this woman. And perhaps you ask, what has she done? And she's like, oh, you want her to come here and feel proud, you know? You want her to show us contempt? No, we cannot have that. And you are like, okay, maybe you said, I wash my hands off of this, and maybe you sat there fascinated to see what would happen, yeah? Now, somebody, one of my great supporters in this, and it's, I don't know if I should say it, but it's like, I saw her being brought, yeah, because she would understand. She has done the journey, yeah? So she asked, what happened to that lady? Let me tell you, the speed at which I've been wanting to let go of that, you know, topic and the people surrounding it was a high speed, okay? I wanted to come to the things that are helpful, yeah? But this also is a huge part of my journey, okay? And so, like I mentioned before, there was this girl I was working with that would report to this family about what I was doing, what I did at work, what transpired at work, you know, and even in the end, like when she told this lady that, you know, I left the job, and this now all these things were events being set in motion that we all just didn't know, okay? And so that is when the lady came and brought me all this meat, yeah, that actually lasted. There was a time that we were badly off, and this meat just saw us through that time, yeah? So, but the whole point was this was for me to shake her hand and know the exchange was being made against a mother-in-law and her daughter-in-law, okay? But now this is a mother and a daughter, yeah? Now let me tell you, these people are not witches themselves. They just paid for witchcraft to be done to facilitate where they would go. Now I want to tell you, like I've said before, when you go into a witch's coven, you do not know it, but you've given your life to be used whichever way. So you'll be used. You don't even know that you're being used. Sometimes you're being praised. Oh, with your body, you can get any man you want. Oh, with your this, you can get anything. These people will never rest, okay? They keep working. Imagine you're paying into this altar that is using you. They will use you and you'll still pay. Every coin that you work for, you will have to pay, okay? So you give up everything that you've gotten from this journey, from all your hard work, yeah? You will be serving what? This altar. You'll be paying into this altar. Similarly, when you come into agreement with God, you will never be able to say no. If he tells you, take this, you know, luggage, just like Elijah, wake up and eat, you're going on a journey, there's nothing you'll be able to do. You won't say no, because God, you know, you agreed to be used, yeah? So being used, is it glamorous? You will have very high moments, yeah? You will have moments when you're like, yeah, I want that, you know? You do not know. You just agreed to be used on another one, which is even more difficult, okay? So keep that in mind, especially if you're a chosen one. It will not get easier. You'll just get moments of healing, of just, you know, a lot of love and romance. If you notice, I do not put romance into this, yeah? It is just a waste of time. Let me tell you, women, we are not called to love our husbands. So when you come to that part of your journey, trust me, you've matured, okay? We are not called to love our husbands. We are called to respect. When you do the journey with this man is when you'll realize this man is not an ordinary man. We've had all the ladies telling us, oh, respect that man. Recognize what he's doing. Men have also, you know, like intimated. All we want is respect, okay? And you're like, respect is not enough, you know, I'll just use this word, I love you, I think the world of you. Those words do nothing to this man. It is your action. When you show that you respect, it unlocks so many doors you have no idea, okay? So I may not be going into romance, but I'm sure you'll catch it, okay? So in the next video, I'm doing a video about settling here, but it didn't just happen, okay? So there was a long route coming to this place, but I want to show you just the battle, because that is what is important to you, okay? To give you a future and a hope. That is what God is keen on doing. So I was talking about these people who are enablers, yeah? So they will say something like, this girl I was working next to, I didn't do anything, you know? If you asked her, I didn't do anything. Even I was observing all these things, you know? I was, you know, telling this one because she's my friend and I see what she's these people are doing, or maybe she helped they helped this family so much and now the wife has just come and taken over, she's not even grateful. That is the attitude she was giving me. This girl did not know the whole time she was doing everything against her own marriage, okay? That was also facing difficulties and challenges that she did not know, and she was going to face it more. Now, why am I saying this? This thing she maybe never occurred to her. We were going to leave, okay? Peter, my husband, already left the place, never to come back, yeah? Anytime he came back was just for us, and that was proven up to that point, yeah? So he had gone. And one thing I realized, let me tell you, because I had let go, I was observing, does this woman love this man even? Does this woman love this woman or even respect him enough to take care of these children? I could not see that. I did not see love. I did not see respect. So many gems were dropped in that period, yeah? And whatever she couldn't do because she was pretending, the mom really could, okay? And she would speak so ugly about my husband. It is not a story, let me tell you. The very last day, I don't know who told these people that you were leaving, but the very last day, this woman would come to attack me. I told you about retaliation. Now this was live, okay? So me and my neighbor were preparing to go out for breakfast. This is the morning we would break news to her that we are leaving, okay? We didn't tell her the whole time, okay? And this would even make the people around me get so mad. Like, why are you not telling the people around you? That is not my thing, okay? And they would go ahead and tell other people. They would also tell me about other people who are leaving, coming and going. I really do not care, okay? It's none of my business. The thing is, if you have decided as a family you're not telling, you know what you're up against. Let me tell you, we're in the midst of that battle. Some people are not feeling it. Some people are not seeing it. Do you know the most ridiculous thing about it? You are fighting also for them. Let me tell you, for this counterfeit, she doesn't care about which. It's not about this particular man, okay? If he moves on, she goes to another, okay? So she will take any man because the idea is to have a source of energy that they will just be harvesting. Do you understand? So they want a person who will serve them. And what you do not realize, when this person, when this like an older lady goes to a coven with her daughter, they are tied together. Okay? So whatever man comes around, and they will keep bringing men, they will use the daughter who is beautiful to bring in men so that, he is milked of his energy. Okay? And some will sell some will even be willing to throw away their families for this, okay? And now when they are in it, they are like, this is so ugly, and they will start to sense there is awakening for anybody who this weapon is fashioned against. How does this awakening happen? Because your people are praying, because your wife is praying, and that is why you're given a wife. A wife is a spiritual portal, okay? Men do not just stand. It is because of their mothers and their wives, okay? And that is why they are attacked. And that is why you see God made sure that I greeted this woman to understand this is actually my mother-in-law. This is a counterfeit my mother-in-law. Let me tell you, the things I had seen would allow me to now want to defend my mother-in-law, okay? And now I see we were both supposed to be set aside. Let me tell you the injustice of it all. My mother-in-law, against all odds, without education, fought to make sure that my husband did his education. Now, I'll tell you something that I noticed along the journey. I told you, I didn't think my mom-in-law loved me, but let me tell you, every time we sat together to pick ndengu or rice or something like that, this woman would tell me deep, deep secrets of the family. And I would think, she must tell everyone, and that would really actually scare me, okay? Now, when we went to Kenya in 2022, so I would see her in 2023, yeah? She would tell me really deep stuff and about what has been happening. And I'm like, wow, I'm not even ready for this, okay? I wish husband was here to hear, because he keeps records, he documents everything in his brain like data. Me, I'll forget, especially because I'm nervous. And I'm wondering, this lady who just shouted at me 2 minutes ago, Mumepika, she's telling me all these things. I didn't get it, you know. I didn't know it, but this woman was dropping gems. As a matriarch, she was telling me the deep things that concerns the family that only I must know. I did not know that she was telling only me. I thought she was telling like all members of the family. And so when I told my husband, he was like, what? Why is my mom telling you these things? And she didn't tell me. She doesn't tell me. And I'm like, she didn't tell you this either. And so I go back over the years. She didn't tell you this either. How come? And he's like, now listen carefully, because she's passing something on to you. You better listen, and you better listen good, okay? Because this woman acts like she doesn't love me. In fact, the relatives around us may think that, but let me tell you, the things she tells me, I'm like, wow, okay, why? You know? But because of your self-esteem, you will not even know what is being installed in you. Because when this woman was concerned, I'm like, you stay in your power, because I never want to have this kind of responsibility, okay? Because she carries a lot, okay? So this woman would never be set aside unless there's just so much witchcraft. Because you can never forget a person who raises you and fights for you and works to their bone so that you get education and you're able to pierce ahead, yeah? And not even out of pride. She's not doing it to get anything, any accolades, to be praised. Actually, nobody praises her, you know? So there's no way this woman could be changed without a fight. I had to come here and fight, okay? And so God used, if she was the one coming, my mom-in-law has some power, okay? She's not the kind of woman you'll throw your mouth at, okay? So I've been in awe all these years. I did not know I could ever be in a position to fight for her, okay? So anyway, this woman came in the morning and she attacked me. She came, in fact, we had a car outside. When I went to open, I even wanted to hug her. I don't know why. Anyway, she comes into the house, pushes me inside, okay? Because let me tell you, when people gather together against you, they think they have strength. They can do anything to you, okay? So up to this point, they realize we are leaving. How? Okay, and now at this point, okay, she comes and attacks me. My neighbor is in my house. She's about to see some black woman craziness, okay? So she starts to attack me. Oh, you accuse my daughter of wanting your husband. And all of this, I'm like, no, I didn't do any such thing. In any case, I thought different, okay? And she's like, no, even when I came here to bring you that meat, I even went and told Peter, your wife was very rude to me. And I'm like, is that the same day I cooked you a meal? Yeah, but you were rude. You acted like you didn't want the meat, but I didn't want it. Why? Why are you acting like this? You're so proud. I don't know what. And I tell her, you people came to my table numerous times, yeah? And you were just talking about me there. I didn't want you there anymore. Okay, so I don't even know what you're doing. I did not talk about you and your daughter. Oh, that day, even, you know, now this person that I was working with, she told us that you asked her, why did I come? Why did she tell me? And I said, yeah. And I go and get the conversation while she's still yelling and all of this. And let me tell you, in that instance, and this will happen to you when you're being communicated to by the Spirit, I smelled something, okay? I smelled something that was just an evil smell, okay? Something from, let me tell you, when you deal with evil, some smells will attach to you. And also when you're being afflicted as a chosen one, some smells will stick to you. So you need to fight, because some of the smells come from the grave. Do you understand? So it will be so unsavory when you come around people. People will catch something, especially if it's being communicated spiritually. And that is why I said, even when you're breaking through, you'll get this sense, yeah, coming around you when God is communicating that something good is about to happen, yeah. And so many times when you go ahead, you'll be wondering, if God, you're showing me all these signs, all these nice smells, introducing all this good music, why did you let the journey ahead be so difficult? Because you had already won. It's just the journey doesn't look like that, but you had already won and come into agreements. Now you are going to do bigger, you know, battles, but you're not the one battling. He's the mighty man of war, okay? And if he's battling, that war is already won. It doesn't matter who comes against you. That battle is already won, okay? And so this lady attacks me, and I finally find, you know, something to say. And I even called my friend, but she refused to come. She wasn't getting into the drama. And I tell her, this lady has ever had to pick me from work because I was being bombarded, you know. I'm sure I didn't say that right. I was being bombarded, you know, and being attacked as a wife. Do you guys recognize who I am? And she's like, oh, who are you? I don't know what. You know, even your husband said all these things against you. And I'm like, what things? And she said, call him and, you know, and see. We even called my husband. And he was like, what? At you what? And he just hung up on us. Yeah, he let the women fight. And she's like, your husband said, when my daughter said that you are investigating them and all of this, your husband said that is how you are. And I'm like, wow, okay, that is wrong, because where would I investigate? Who do I know? Oh, I know you've been witch hunting all around here. And I'm like, okay, you know what the problem is with you guys? You work so hard, especially you. You work so hard for your family and all of that. Who prays for you? Nobody prays for you, you know? Nobody, they don't even like you, you know? I've heard stories about you too, okay? So I was also spilling the beans, you know? And I'm like, you're coming here to attack me. I've been a witness. I've seen all these things that you guys are doing, and it is wrong. You shouldn't do that to someone else. And she starts to calm down, like, what? I'm getting new information. And she's telling me, no, we pray. Even in my family, we pray. We pray all the time. And I'm like, well, if you were praying, we would not be in this situation, because you would know who is yours. Are you saying that you're saying your husband is ours? And I told her, why is it that you don't even call him unless you're here or something? Oh, this man left. He didn't even tell us he was leaving. Okay, I've said this before, but, you know, it is just ridiculous that somebody, you know, will be angry that somebody left. This person, they just met there. They don't know each other from Adam, you know. But yeah, it was like that. And I would later come to understand that it was a lot. I don't even know how this guy took it for all these years. Maybe it's because there was a pretty girl in the picture. But anyway, he was busy also. He was, you know, following his dreams, okay? But now I was being attacked because of coming to finish this and setting it, you know. So for a long time, I was guilty, feeling like, why did I come here and spoil his name, you know, and all that, because his name was about to be spoiled, yeah. And I realized sometimes, even if you rise so high, my dear, you will fall to the systems in your family, or to the systems that you set up, or to the foundations that are there, which are very faulty, okay? So we can go ahead, we can try so hard to build ahead, yeah? But as long as we're still in this spiritual arena, as long as we don't overcome altars, as long as we don't fight the spiritual battles, the physical battles will only go so far, okay? And so, yeah, we see that God uses your family, the family that you come into, okay, or the family you come from. Now, I've intimated in a few videos that my son would be key in saving me and bringing me back whenever, you know, it's like I was thrown away, yeah. But in this instance, it's like I came to purposely take my husband out. Now, for people who think that we come here just for economic reasons, let me tell you, there's somebody who is being sent just for you, just to save you, okay? And let me tell you, this thing didn't just there. It had to be the prayers I made even before I left home. Okay, so God brought me into agreement, yeah? Even times I was like, just God remove him. I don't want to carry this burden anymore. It looked like he had removed him, and he was like, just let's go now, okay? I'm taking you back. As long as I agreed to be taken back and be under God, he was now able to, not able, he's always able. Now, it's like I had given him legality, because the spiritual world works with legality. If you say, let him go, I don't care. Until he married who, I do not care. Even me, I can marry. No. So it may seem like the journey is humbling sometimes, and you're like, I do not, my pride cannot take this, yeah? But if God has chosen you to fight for your family, that is what will happen. Now, when we went to Orlando, I would see that my husband is still so mad at me and the mom, yeah? And so I couldn't defend myself anymore. I had already seen my faults, yeah? But I had to keep reminding him, remember what mom has done. And she's like, no, I don't think, you know, I understand what she has done. But let me tell you, this is not going to be over my head forever, you know? And now I understand my father. So son is coming to the defense, not knowing that he's fighting his father's battle also, okay? and I have to fight, a different battle. So everybody is fighting for somebody. Now you will notice that during the time that you're living together as a family, the very person you're fighting for or coming to validate their journey, because they've been fighting also, is the one who will be hardest on you. And even when you like somehow I'm doing something like this, you will find that person will understand exactly, but they'll be like, but this person gave me so much hell. You did not know that you're raising the person who is to save you. Do you understand what Mary had to go through? Do you understand that she could get pregnant and she could eventually be embarrassed? Yeah, had the angel not talked to Joseph, so he comes in as the covering for Mary, so that they are able to bring a savior for their people. Let me tell you, Mary would have been taken out. People would have accused her. People would have thrown stones at her. Okay, so I know your sensibilities are delicate. Yeah, you've been taught not to, not to tell these secrets, these family secrets. Yeah, you've been beaten whenever you seemed like you could. You've been, ousted. Yeah, you thought you were crazy, so you started even taking alcohol and bang, and the music that you would listen to even in those times. I tell you, there's a video I did, yeah, where I'm talking about how music saved us, in the streets of Dandora. When we couldn't listen to the music we were being raised with, Kegosho, because it was not cool anymore, God still reached us with reggae music, okay? So let me tell you, God need not leave you nor forsake you. When he sets the time to rescue you, to redeem you, the time is set. Nobody is going to change that, okay? So as a fourth generation, you're thinking you're just doing life. You don't know it, but God is bringing you into agreement so you can save your people. He will use everything, even if it seems like a weapon fashioned against you, it will not prosper. That reggae music that had us putting dreadlocks and enjoying that, our parents could not stand it. Our grandparents even worse, That is the music that was making us what we call in the ghetto conscious. We could meditate with this music, okay? And this music, it turns out it was all in the Psalms, okay? So I'm saying all this to just tell you that it's not in vain that you're going into this. If you think you're so weird in your family, if you think you're just so different, now listen to the teachers that God is sending you, because they're the ones who are going to edify you, okay? And also show you what happens. I would not have known about counterfeits and how they act. Yes, I knew, I could see, but it had to be confirmed, yeah? Somebody had to bring clarity to the matter. And this is happening when I thought all that is gone, when I thought all that is done, okay? So before the next video, I wanted you to see this interlude, especially for a person who is following the story chapter by chapter. It will help you for what God is doing in your life, okay? And you'll be okay. I do not promise that the battle will be easy, but I can promise you there will be times where he lays you by the still waters, yeah? He lays you on the green grass, yeah? On the green pastures, yeah? He helps you walk by the still waters. He even beautifies you, calms you so that your nerves can heal, because let me tell you, the journey is crazy, and the healing, it takes just as long, yeah, but it is well because you understand. And let me tell you, once you are ushered to the next place, where now he gives you the instructions for the next 7 years, just like in Leviticus 25, people would rest in that period of 7 years. He would tell people to rest. He would tell them what to do with the harvest that they get, and he would, give them instruction for the next year, yeah, when they start working again, okay? So the 7th year, you're supposed to, it's a time of completion of all the things you've done in the last 6 years, and it's, there's a change of God, there's something that is happening, and he's bringing to a completion all these troubles, and then now giving you instructions for the journey, okay? So this last year, this 7th year will seem like a lot, yeah? A lot of things that you may not understand. You're expecting something to happen then, but no, God is finishing the things that have been happening, especially those that were set against you, okay? So I'll see you on the next one. God bless you and keep you. Bye-bye.